Welcome to Stick at Night. I'm your commissioner, Hudson County, Anthony L. Romano, representing the great cities of Hoboken and Jersey City. And we're glad to be here with two very special people, continuing a tradition that was started in Hoboken in 2003 in the embryonic stages known as the Mile Square Theater, which now morphed into a much larger organization, which we will hope now encompass all of Hudson County. With us today, we have our two special guests, the artistic director in residence and the executive director. So when we come back from our commercial break, we'll definitely interview these two interesting people and also showcase how the arts are important as part of Hudson County's new renaissance, especially in the areas of Hudson County, in Hoboken and Jersey City. So we'll be right back. Thank you.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Welcome back, Commissioner Anthony L. Romano. And with us today, we have Cragin-Day, the artistic director in residence, and Elizabeth Dicandilio, the executive director of the Mile Square Theater in Hoboken. This theater was founded in 2003 by a dear friend, Chris O'Connor. And he struggled in its embryonic stages to raise money and to get a location, which was done through Bijou Properties, if I'm not mistaken. And now the theater is at a very important point in their life. They need to survive, and they would like to grow it into the Hudson County Theater. So let's hear it from our two wonderful guests. And Chris and Elizabeth, welcome. So who would like to tell us first about the Mile Square Theater?
Sure, I guess I'll get started. We have a really exciting season. We just finished our first show, season opener,
Yes.
The Supreme Leader,
Right.
and I think our audiences really loved it, and it was a great way to kick off the season. And we're moving into our holiday show, which is for families, and it's an adaptation of an Oscar Wilde fairy tale called The Young King. And we really think that our audiences are going to love it. It's like nothing we've ever done before at Mile Square Theater. It's very audience interactive. I don't want to give away all the secrets, but we will be using the entire building for the process of the show. And audiences will get to participate in the storytelling.
So you actually are the operational part of the program, correct?
Kind of. Both of us are. My job as artistic director is to choose the programming on the main stage, along with a committee that we meet and we talk about all of the options that I present, and bring in all the artists, find the artists that are right for each project. That's really...
Who is going to do the parts, the actual acting?
Well, actually, we have a local favorite. Gabriel Hernandez is going to be in The Young King. We're really excited to have him back on the stage at Mile Square Theater. He's also an artist in residence with us, so he's involved. He's also going to be emceeing Broadway Night with me on November 17th.
You have to remember those dates and then tell us, make sure at the end, make sure you tell me the website that we have so people could see. And what's the address of the theater?
Physical address?
Yes.
Yeah, 1400 Clinton Street.
1400 Clinton Street, so people know. They come down, and you're talking about different things now as the executive director to increase its presence in the county.
Yes.
Tell us some about ideas that you have.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that this is Hudson County's theater, even though we're located in Hoboken. I know when I moved to Hoboken 20 years ago, certainly it was delightful to have a theater in town. But since then, I've moved to 2 other locations in Hudson County. And so it's become really important to me that we are representing all of Hudson County and not simply a one-town theater. The remit is also, as a professional theater, that we serve a larger community. And
Right.
so,
And isn't it true? It's the location in a way is a very good location because it encompasses the viaduct
correct.
Okay.
We're right at the bottom of
Right.
the viaduct.
right outside the Lincoln Tunnel. So you
2 bus
encompassing,
stops outside.
right, Weehawken, Union City, Jersey City, and Hoboken.
Yeah, we're
And I
right
know-
at the apex of those,
Yeah.
of all of those towns. Yep.
So I actually live in North Bergen, and Chris
I'm in
lives-
Weehawken, and I walk to the theater from my house because it's just right there on the
Walking.
edge of Weehawken.
Look
Yeah.
at that.
And Gabe also walks to the theater from his house. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
right,
now-
in Jersey City.
You both, how long, just you're new coming in, correct? How long are you
I'm
there?
new in this role.
Right.
I've been associated with the theater either as a patron or a student or a board member on and off for, I don't know, 15, 16
Right, but how
years.
long now are you the director?
Just since January. So this is a new role for the organization, really from the standpoint of making sure that we can really strengthen and stabilize the operation side of it. As you mentioned in your opening, it's become a much more complicated and nuanced organization.
That
and
usually
so,
means that it's growing.
correct.
So that's a good sign.
Very much so.
How long are you with the theater?
Well, I've been seeing shows at Mile Square for a few years, but I've only been working with Mile Square since May 1st.
Okay. So tell us about your background. What's your background?
My background is as a playwright, and I've been working in the New York City area and really all over America as a playwright for the past 15 years or so.
Wow.
My husband and I also ran a theater company in New York City for 3 or 4 years called Firebone Theater, and we produced, on a show-by-show, project-by-project basis, which is how most of the small theater companies in New York City work.
Have you worked with any big personalities or stars?
Oh gosh, big personalities or stars. My husband likes to tell the story about, so my first job when I moved to New York City, I was an assistant to a Broadway and off-Broadway producer. And I had the delight of kind of hosting Robert De Niro when he was shooting, what was that movie? They were shooting a movie at the Lambs Theater in New York City in Times Square. And yeah, my job was kind of hosting him during his time there. So he's probably the biggest star.
When we come back from break, I'd like to get your background, but it's interesting. De Niro started the Tribeca Film Festival. Maybe you get De Niro and Pacino, both homegrown.
Yeah.
We'll be right back to Stick at Night right after our commercial break. Please stay tuned to listen to these 2 wonderful people. Thank you.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just 1 pass stop away, or a quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Welcome back to Stick at Night. Let's continue this conversation with 2 people that are trying to keep the arts together in Hoboken and in Hudson County. And we just had a bright idea given to us by our wonderful producer, Pat, to engage the Lowe's Theater Group to also possibly assist, especially at this time since there's nothing going on at the Lowe's during the rehabilitation process. So Elizabeth, tell us about your background.
So I moved to Hoboken 20 years ago for work and was delighted that there was a professional theater in town, and started taking classes there. And I think the first show I saw there was a David Sedaris.
When you say taking classes, explain that.
So Mile Square Theater has had a long history of providing theater education classes. And our current program is even more expanded. So we have the MST Players, which is for children 4 to 18, in dance, voice, acting, and all kinds of other things that are related to becoming creatives.
Really?
And then we also have MST Pros, which is kind of a play on words. So it's certainly for people that are coming up through the ranks as pros in the theater, but also professionals who are doing other things otherwise and are looking for a creative outlet.
Do you profess Adler, Meisner, or Strasbourg?
I will defer to that to the artistic director. I certainly don't teach, but I do personally take the improv class. I've taken it now twice.
Wow.
And the teacher for our improv is amazing, Tarek Davis. Been on Broadway with Lin-Manuel Miranda and other folks. And so it's really just been amazing. Not necessarily as an artist, unless you consider spreadsheets a canvas. I don't necessarily know that I consider myself an artist, but it has been amazing to really learn the craft to the extent that I'm learning it, and then also just witness myself in doing that. And so highly, highly, highly recommend, both as a creative outlet, but also just as a way of self-awareness and self-understanding and just meeting other people you wouldn't otherwise meet. It's been really, really lovely.
Well, I would think that Jersey City and a little bit of Hoboken is probably ground zero for the artistic community in Hudson County. When both cities were on the downslide, the artists and musicians came in and stabilized because the rents and the bars were cheaper. And then a lot have been pushed out since. But there's always been a history, I know, with my family's business, Louise and Jerry's. There's always been an artistic and musician presence,
Yes.
which is interesting. And then we all know one of them, I guess, foremost Broadway performers of all time is right here from Jersey City, as he's known by his name, Nathan Lane. When I was in high school, when it was Joe Lane. But I think that gives a lot of credence to the electricity of the community, and then being right across from Manhattan, considered the sixth borough, this area, the Gold Coast. How do you foresee any help that you can get, or do you reach out yet to anybody in the artistic community in New York or around here in Jersey?
Yeah, we really do both. I mean, we, depending on the project, we really try and find just the best artists that are going to bring that project to our community and make it just the best theatrical experience we can get. So often we do draw from talent in New York City, but we love drawing from the talent in Hudson County. I think it really excites our community and our audience members to know that it's someone from Hudson County that's they're the artists that they're supporting. So we do both, and it's, it works well. We're so lucky to be able to draw from the talent base in this area, because as you said, I mean, we're at the heart of live entertainment in America, if not the world, certainly of theater. And so many New York City theater artists live in Hudson County.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's also easy to think the artists for a theater are the ones that are on the stage. Those are certainly the people you see, but they're actually the smallest group, right? So there's 15 or 20 people that are either designing the set, designing the wardrobe, working in the booth. There's the actors that you see are the smallest group of people that actually it takes to put on a show. So all of those artists are engaged, both from New Jersey and New York very often.
Well, yeah, you know how I learned that? When the Macy's Day Parade was in Hoboken, which was a long time ago, I had the pleasure of being in charge of security for 10 years till it moved out. But all the people that were involved, all the craftsmen, all the artists that put the floats together, they're from Broadway. And they also belonged to a union that was deeply supportive of the theater. I think that hurt when that moved out. We lost it in Hoboken. It was right around the corner from the Mile Square, which I don't know if it coincided. Maybe it was a couple of years, but the relationship wasn't established. But I think it was there. That would have been really nice if it was still there. But again, as you said, that they're the people behind the scenes that build the sets and make it go. The union, whether it be the Teamsters that control the lighting and all that. And it's a very unique experience. So if we can bring that over here. When we come back from commercial break, I'd like you to tell me what the goals are, what the financial status is and the needs of the theater. I'm looking forward to hopefully making sure that everybody that listens to the show becomes involved in some way, either watching or or donating. We'll be right back to Stick at Night. I'm your commissioner.
Good Friend Self Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Welcome back. Let's continue our discussion. You have 2 sites, correct? You were explaining to me, but there's a gap in between. How many seats are in the theater that you're using right now?
There's 120 seats in the theater itself. And then we have some studio spaces in that building at the corner of the Artisan, so 14th and Clinton, 1400 Clinton. And then about a block away, right next to Buey and across from the pickleball courts, we have another black box theater space.
Do you use that for anything at this
do.
point? Really?
So
You've shown plays there?
We don't do full productions there yet, but that is, you were talking about our goals. One of our goals is right now that space is set up more as a rehearsal space or as a event space. And we want to build that out to make it into a fully working black box
How
theater.
many seats are in there? What's the capacity?
About 50 when we get it fully built out. Yeah.
So basically is there any intentions if the theater actually catches on? For example, you need to ensure that people in Union City, North Bergen, Bayonne,
for sure.
nobody's aware of the Mile Square Theater, and because it's small, is there any impetus to hopefully in the future get a bigger location?
I know that Hoboken has talked about this type of thing down near the path for a long time. So like certainly if
Oh, land is too valuable.
Okay.
Up there, it's going to be very hard for you to find. So everything's
No
taken
problem.
up there. What would have been good was the old bank across the street from the train station there.
path, yeah.
There's a beautiful building. It's an old bank.
it is really, I practiced yoga in there for a
Right.
while.
They tried to make it a
Yeah.
museum to Sinatra, but the
Yeah.
family backed out. It was, and I think it's offices now.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it could have been bought very cheap years ago. It used to be Trust Company of New Jersey originally was. But so in other words, I think to grow, is the seating so small that it's hard to get people to say support it financially, knowing it's small?
So if we were just doing one show at a time, so like we put up a play and just show it once, like then the seating becomes a problem. But we actually do 12 runs in each of our shows. So the Supreme
Okay.
Leader just ran 12 times. And in that sense, like that's not too small. And we have the option of doing multiple shows in a day if we needed to. So I don't know that we're capped by our physical space at this point. To your point, we need a lot more people to know about it. We also have noticed that following COVID, I know this is true for myself, like we lost a lot of ground in
Everybody.
in flexibility to like put your clothes on and go out to a live experience. It's just easier to like, oh, I'll just look at it, right? And you can't see live theater.
Well, your example
on
there too. What
Netflix.
about schools? Do you work with any of the schools?
We do. In fact, we have our MST education, our Mile Square Theater Education, does some after-school programs at Stevens Co-op. We also get a county grant, and we're doing some improv classes at a school in Secaucus, I think High Tech.
And we actually brought, Union City High School brought 20 students out to see the Supreme
Wow.
Leader. So
Wow.
that was really excited. We've connected with Anthony, the head of the theater department there.
Well, also you have 4 colleges in the area. Is there
Yeah.
any involvement with them?
We do have some outreach to them. I know that you've been working with Montclair relative to Gabe. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so Montclair State has this amazing program where they commission a playwright to write a play, and then they develop it at Montclair State with students, and then a theater company commits to hosting that production at their theater. And so our artist in residence, Gabriel Hernandez, is going to be their next playwright and commission, and so we're partnering with Montclair State.
Do you tell us about your financial needs? Do you survive by what is brought in through ticket sales?
That is a
how
great
it-
question.
How is the space? Is it a rented space? Is it donated? By who?
Yeah.
Tell us.
So this is not just us. This is any nonprofit theater that's close to our size. Traditionally, only covers about 25% of their costs through ticket sales, which is a very, very small amount. Most
Sure,
people are
especially if you only have 120
yeah,
seats.
most people are really shocked to hear that. And so, there are grants that are available. New Jersey is a state that really supports the arts, and we're really lucky for that.
You have you're working with Gina Ewing's, correct, with the community grants you get?
So we were getting lap grants from Hudson County,
Right.
and the part of that program is to actually help you graduate to the New Jersey
Right.
state grant. And so
Right.
last year we were able to do that. So we've started working with the state grants as well. That limits then our ability to work with Hudson County for a grant opportunity. It does.
So in other words, you can't take as much as you can. Is that correct?
You can't take from both.
You can't take from both.
Right.
Well, that's interesting. I wonder why.
I don't know. But what we really, really need to grow is our private donor base, because that is really for not just for us, for all nonprofit theaters, that's really where the bulk of the funds come from. So we really need to, we've been working really hard to reach out to the community and find people that just believe in the importance of having a professional theater in Hudson County.
Wow. So what does it take on an average financially ballpark to run the theater for a month, on each month? How would that go?
I can speak specifically to what it takes to put up a play.
Well, not even just the monthly expenses.
Like the overhead.
Right. What's your overhead?
So if you have $1 million budget, which is roughly what we're targeting, that's $84,000 a month.
Okay. So, and how do you raise the funds?
We do it through a number of ways. One is ticket sales. So it's even though they don't cover the whole cost of the show, that doesn't mean they're not important. They are definitely
very important.
So if,
When we come back from break, we'll continue this discussion on how the survival is so important to us in Hudson County of the Mile Square Theater. Thank you.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
Welcome back to Stick at Night. And in this last segment, we're going to hit on some things here to see how all of us in this county can help ensuring the survival and the growth of the, hopefully, Hudson County Theater located in Hoboken. Okay, ladies, tell us first, what's your website?
milesquaretheater.org.
One more time.
milesquaretheater.org, and
Okay.
theater is spelled R-E at the end, THEATRE.org. I think we've also purchased ER just in case, but it's ORG.
What is the contact number for someone if they were aspiring student or aspiring actor and would like to come involved or learn more about before they gave? What contact person?
I would say the best thing is to email us at info@milesquaretheater.org. Don't you think that's the
One more time,
best?
please. One more time.
info@milesquaretheater.org. And again, theater is spelled with an R-E at the end. Yeah.
Okay, and for the record, it's a 501c3, correct?
It is.
So all donations are fully tax deductible.
Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, you've lost two of your biggest donors, correct? Or one or two of them, right?
I think donors tend to
Right.
have some seasons,
Right,
and so
right.
some seasons have
So that's why
cycled
we
out.
need an infusion of
Yes,
new blood. That's what
exactly.
I'm
We do
getting
need
to.
new blood,
Exactly.
yes.
Right,
Exactly.
and I know that you're reaching out to some different people,
Mm-hmm.
and also what in the short term is the first step that you're doing? Where are you going before the end of the year? Anything special that you're going to do, whether it be to raise money or to showcase the theater? Anything in mind for the holiday seasons or what?
So Broadway night is November 17th, and that really is a fundraiser. And so that has a $99 ticket, and we're targeting,
Put me down for one, please.
thank you so much. And we're really targeting to be able to fill the theater for that show as a cash infusion toward the end of the year. So if it's kind of like, oh, I want to see what they're about before I commit to a donation, please come to Broadway night, November 17th. Then our winter show or our holiday show, The Young King, that starts for school shows. We bring in school students to attend that show during the day. Those shows start on December 1st. It opens on December 6th. And we're actually going to do some shows after Christmas as well, in case people don't can't get there before the holidays. So that will go through the 27th. So those are some clear ways to just support us by doing that. But I've also thought, like, we run a playbill. You could, as a family, say, hey, I'm going to celebrate a milestone in my family and take out a playbill ad. That's another way.
What does a playbill ad go for?
So basically, the playbill ad, it's $800 for a full page. And so then that gets, certainly everyone that comes to the show has that in their hands. But then we also acknowledge folks on social media and things like that. So it's a way of partnering with us and being listed with us. So that's another way to do it. Taking our classes really helps us as well.
Really?
So
What's
yes.
what's the charge for classes?
I think, you're catching me off guard. I think it's $595 for an 8-week class, and we specialize specifically in voice, improv, and acting, some flavor of one of those 3 veins. We also have a dance component that's added. For example, we're doing a fundraiser right now where you can learn the choreography of Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Really?
Yes. As a fun way to do that.
1984.
Exactly, right before Halloween. So I'm bummed to hear the weather for Halloween, but it would have been fun to maybe
Hopefully,
flash
I don't know,
mob.
Halloween always seems to come through fine, so hopefully it's going to.
The
It's
kids
true.
will do it no matter what.
true.
Well, Thursday will be the bad weather, hopefully Friday. Is there anything else you'd like to add that you want our audience to know about the Miles Square Theater?
2 things. In May, we always participate with the Hudson County Chamber of Commerce for Hudson Gives. So that's also another way that we raise money. And
That's a long way off.
it is a long way off. So we will happily take donations before the end of the year.
Do you rent out the theater?
We do. We do.
So that's important for people to know.
Yes. So we have studio space, and then obviously renting the theater itself with a full sound system and lights and seats and all of that is a good way to help to support us as well. And then if you ever needed rental space during the day, that's way more available than nights and weekends.
I never see that advertised. Where do you put that out?
That's on our website.
On the website, okay.
Yeah.
Because people usually ask. And then you also tell me you were going to do some renovations or
Yeah,
spiffing up.
we'd like, so the other space that we have that's currently used as a rehearsal and a studio space, we've called it the annex in the past, but we're trying to rename it as a studio because our hope is to renovate that into a fully outfitted black box theater, which would also be available for rentals for other artists that have projects. But yeah, we'd really like to use that as more of a workshop space because we are starting to do more new work, and that's a black box space, a smaller black box space is kind of perfect for workshopping new plays.
I know we're running out of time. Can I say one more
Sure, go ahead.
reveal?
Go ahead.
We have a long history of doing 7th inning stretch, which is
Yes.
10-minute plays about
Yes,
baseball. Yes, you've been to those.
I'm burnt out from seeing that.
Well, we're actually going to change it up so you don't have to be burnt out. Because of FIFA coming to us next June, we're going to do plays about soccer instead. A 1-year
And you got a lot of
hiatus.
people in Hoboken that are excellent. We have a connection to the Red Bulls with Alex Lalaurie and Matt Percantino, who brought soccer to Hoboken. Well, thank you all for listening in to Chris and Liz. Thank you both. And we'll be seeing you soon. I'm Anthony Romano, your County Commissioner for Stick at Night. God bless, take care, and see you soon.